In the tranquil journey of our golden years, subtle shifts often occur, allowing us to truly appreciate life's quieter moments. The gentle morning light, a grandchild's laughter, the serene absence of urgency. These become the treasures we once built for, and now we live within them. Every decision, particularly regarding our time, energy, and finances, gains profound significance. Yet, without realizing it, we sometimes cling to habits that once served us, but now subtly hinder our peace and financial well-being. These are the habits that can quietly drain our savings and make our golden years feel heavier than they need to be. Today on Echo Mind, we're having a heart-to-heart, woman-to-woman, about the spending traps that can sneak into our lives after 60. This isn't about judgment or criticism, but a gentle invitation to re-examine our choices. You deserve a life that feels light, free, and authentically yours. If any of these stories resonate with you, please know you are not alone. Every wise woman I know is still learning, growing, and figuring things out, and that's a beautiful thing to acknowledge. So, take a deep breath, perhaps a warm cup of tea, and let's explore the small choices that can quietly change everything. The illusion of designer labels. For decades, many of us believed that elegance was something we wore, that a well-known label somehow enhanced our worth, respect, or visibility. We invested in designer blouses, handbags, and shoes, and for a time, it made sense. In the office, at social events, even family gatherings. Looking polished helped us feel strong. Consider Eleanor, 68, from Sarasota, Florida, who once adorned her closet with Chanel, Coach, and Nordstrom. Every morning, she'd meticulously select her outfit, matching accessories with care. But retirement brought a shift. One morning, standing before her extensive wardrobe, Eleanor asked herself, "Who am I getting dressed for now?" Her days had become slower, gentler, filled with baking with grandchildren, gardening, and volunteering at the local library. None of these moments required $300 shoes. They simply asked for her presence, warmth, and comfort. Today, Eleanor still dresses beautifully, but her favorite clothes are simple, comfortable, and easy to move in. She genuinely believes her best accessory is her own smile. True elegance, you see, emanates from within. It's in the way you make others feel, in the warmth of your voice when sharing a story, in the sparkle of your eyes when a grandchild enters the room. You don't need a designer label to be worthy. You already are. The next time you feel the pull of a flashy or expensive purchase, pause. Ask yourself if it genuinely adds joy or merely cost. You might be surprised how much lighter you feel when choosing comfort, confidence, and authenticity over status. The pressure to upgrade technology. Then there's a subtle pressure to constantly upgrade to the latest technology. Phones, tablets, smartwatches. New models emerge annually, promising faster speeds, superior cameras, and features we're told are indispensable. It's tempting, isn't it? The advertisements are pervasive, making us feel as if we're missing out if we don't keep pace. Take Martha, 72, from Portland, Oregon, who has always been independent and tech-savvy. When a new phone with fancy camera and titanium body arrived, she thought, why not? She spent over $1,000, hoping it would simplify her life. Instead, it brought frustration and confusion. The unfamiliar buttons and menus meant missed calls she didn't even know she had. All she truly desired was to FaceTime her daughter and see pictures of her new great-grandbaby, capabilities her old phone already provided. Technology should serve us, not stress us out. The larger truth is, newer doesn't always mean better, especially when your current device perfectly fulfills your needs. Martha eventually returned the new phone, embracing her old one. She now feels more in control, more at peace, using her phone to connect, not to chase updates. If you feel pressure to upgrade, step back. Ask yourself, what do I actually use this for? If it works and meets your needs, let that be enough. You're not behind, you're wise, and wisdom means discerning between what you want and what you truly need. The weight of credit card interest. Now, let's discuss something often overlooked but capable of quietly burdening your heart and bank account. Credit card interest. For many, credit card began as a convenience. A dinner here, a gift there, a quick car repair. But over time, The balance can accumulate, and before you know it, you're paying hundreds, even thousands, in interest, not on items you're currently enjoying, but on things long gone. Susan, a 70-year-old widow from Phoenix, Arizona, understands this intimately. After her husband passed, she found herself using her credit card more frequently, a bit of online shopping to combat loneliness, gifts for grandchildren, house repairs. Nothing extravagant, but it added up. One day, reviewing her finances, Susan discovered she had paid over $9,000 in interest in just 2 years. Her heart sank. That money could have covered medical bills, home repairs, or a well-deserved trip with her sister. But Susan didn't succumb to guilt. She took action. She called her bank, established a payment plan, and began making small, consistent payments. She sold a few unneeded items and, most importantly, forgave herself. Learning is part of living. Debt isn't just a number. It's a feeling. It can cause sleepless nights, anxiety, even shame. But it doesn't have to define your story. You are not alone. Many women carry this quiet burden, believing they must fix it themselves. But help, tools, and a way forward always exist. The less you owe, the lighter you feel, and the more joy you can carry. You deserve that joy, and you can have it. The silent drain of unused subscriptions. Companies employ a quiet trick. They count on us forgetting. They anticipate us signing up for something, perhaps a free trial or on a whim, and then never canceling. Over time, these small charges, $9 here, $15 there, slowly accumulate. Patricia, 66, from Dallas, Texas, experienced this during the pandemic. She subscribed to countless streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, even fitness apps. At the time, it felt comforting, offering control and a sense of doing something good for herself. Months later, she realized she was only watching 2 shows, reruns of old mysteries and a weekly cooking program, both available for free on regular TV or online. She was paying for the rest, but never opening the apps. Patricia calculated her spending. Over $90 a month, more than $1,000 a year, on subscriptions she barely used. The realization was stark. She considered what she could have done with that money. A weekend trip with her sister, extra emergency savings, or a few nice dinners out. But here's the good news. It's not too late to regain control. Patricia reviewed her statements, listed every subscription, and canceled all but one. Now, she rotates her services, using only 1 or 2 each month based on what she truly enjoys. She also discovered a wonderful resource. Her local library card provided free access to thousands of movies and documentaries through an app called Canopy. No fees, no hidden charges, just stories that made her laugh, cry, and think. We're often told we need more to feel entertained, but the truth is, less can be so much more. When you're not overwhelmed by choices, you can genuinely enjoy the ones you do make. If you haven't recently reviewed your subscriptions, now might be the time. You might find yourself breathing a little easier, not just from the money saved, but because you're choosing what truly matters. The cost of chasing the jackpot. Every Wednesday and Saturday night, a quiet hope stirs in millions of homes. Numbers are drawn, tickets held close, and for a moment, anything seems possible. But let's be honest, especially with ourselves. Lottery tickets are not a retirement plan. They're a dream we keep funding long after we've forgotten the true cost. Carol, 65, from Cleveland, Ohio, used to play Powerball weekly. It was just a few dollars here and there, $10 on payday, sometimes $20 if the jackpot was particularly large. For her, it wasn't even about the money. It was about possibility. She envisioned paying off her mortgage, helping her children, traveling the world. Each loss was met with maybe next time. But after 5 years of faithful playing, Carol did something she had never done before. She added up all her ticket purchases. The total shocked her. Over $5,000, not including scratch-offs or extra tickets bought for larger jackpots. $5,000 gone, with nothing to show but a collection of losing stubs and a little regret. She realized she had been buying hope, but it was a hope that never delivered. So she made a new decision. Instead of chasing luck, she would build something real. Now every week, Instead of spending $10 on lottery tickets, she transfers that amount into a special savings jar labeled Future Joy. She has used it for a pottery class, a local day trip with friends, and small gifts for her grandchildren. Things that bring immediate joy, not empty promises. Here's the truth no one tells us. We are already rich in ways that count, in love, in wisdom, in experience. That's the kind of wealth no ticket can give, and no number can match. If you're still buying tickets, I invite you to pause. Ask yourself, what do I really want from this? Is there another way to bring that dream to life without waiting on a jackpot that may never come? Because the life you desire isn't found in a single winning ticket. It's built one small, wise choice at a time. The true cost of food delivery: convenience. There's an undeniable ease to food delivery. A few taps on a screen, and dinner arrives at your door. No dishes, no prep, no effort, just convenience. But over time, convenience comes at a cost, not just financial, but emotional, physical, and personal. Brenda, 63, from San Diego, California, found herself relying on delivery more and more after her husband passed away. Initially, it was a relief. Cooking for one felt lonely, and it was easier to let someone else do it. She'd order takeout 4, sometimes 5 times a week. Thai, burgers, pasta, whatever sounded good in the moment. But a year later, during a checkup, her doctor shared startling news. Her blood pressure was rising, her weight had crept up, and worst of all, she felt tired, not just physically but emotionally. Brenda reviewed her spending and realized she had spent over $3,000 in a year, not on gourmet meals, but on food high in sodium, low in nutrients, and eaten alone in front of a television. That was her wake-up call. So she made a promise to herself: 3 home-cooked meals a week. Nothing fancy, just real food prepared with care. Soup, roasted vegetables, grilled chicken. Things her body recognized. Things her heart remembered from simpler times. And something beautiful happened. She began to enjoy the process. The smell of garlic and olive oil, the rhythm of chopping onions, the quiet pride of setting a table for herself, not because anyone was watching, but because she mattered. She started inviting her neighbor over once a week for lunch, sharing stories, recipes, and laughter. Her health improved, as did her spirit. Delivery has its place, of course. There's nothing wrong with convenience now and then. But when it becomes a norm, we lose something deeper: the connection to what nourishes us inside and out. Cooking isn't just about food. It's about love, rhythm, memory. It's about saying to yourself, I am worth the effort. And you truly are. The guilt of unused exercise equipment. We begin with the best intentions. A new year, a birthday resolution, a little voice inside us saying, this time I'll really do it. So we buy the equipment, the fancy treadmill, the shiny weights, the bike that costs more than our first car. We imagine ourselves stronger, healthier, glowing with energy. But then life happens. Let me tell you about Janet, 69, from Atlanta, Georgia. Last spring, she bought a top-of-the-line elliptical machine. It looked beautiful in her living room, full of promise. For 2 weeks, she used it daily. Then, like so many of us, she got busy. A family visit, a sore knee, a change in schedule. The elliptical sat untouched. Then came the guilt. Every time she passed it, she felt a little nudge of shame, not just for the money spent, but for what she thought it said about her, that she gave up, that she failed. But Janet is not alone. Many women buy into the idea that expensive equipment is the key to lasting change. And when we don't use it, we blame ourselves. Here's the truth. It's not about the machine. It never was. Your body doesn't need $2,000 worth of metal to be strong. What it needs is movement, joyful, consistent, loving movement. A walk around the block, gentle stretching on the porch, dancing in the kitchen to your favorite oldies. So Janet gave herself permission to let go. She sold the elliptical to a neighbor who truly wanted it. Then she joined a local walking group that meets twice a week at the park. No pressure, no equipment, just women, shoes, and fresh air. And you know what? She's happier. She moves more. She sleeps better. Not because she spent money, but because she made space for habits that feel good. If you have a piece of equipment collecting dust in your home, let me say this gently. You don't need to feel bad. You are not lazy. You're human, and you deserve movement that fits your life, not guilt that takes up space in your living room. The empty promise of overpriced courses. There's something tempting about personal growth courses, a promise to help you discover your purpose, unlock happiness, or finally find that missing piece. And sometimes those courses are beautiful, helpful, and worth the investment. But other times, they're just expensive. Dorothy, 71, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, knows this story well. After retiring from a long career in nursing, she felt a strange silence in her life. The structure was gone, the sense of purpose she once had. Waking up, helping people, making a difference, had faded. So when she saw an online ad for a coaching program promising to rediscover your inner fire, she signed up. It cost over $4,000. But she told herself this will be worth it. For months, she attended Zoom calls, filled out worksheets, and joined online forums. While some felt inspiring, something always felt a little off. When the course ended, Dorothy looked at her notes and realized something profound. The answers they gave her were things she already knew. The lessons were things she had lived through and survived decades ago. That was her light bulb moment. She didn't need to pay someone to tell her who she was. She already knew. Dorothy stopped searching outward and started turning inward. She joined a book club at her local library. She volunteered at a women's shelter once a week. She began mentoring a younger woman who had just lost her mother. And that's when she felt her purpose return. Not because someone sold it to her, but because she gave it freely. You see, the richest growth doesn't come from big price tags. It comes from connection, from contribution, from listening to our own wisdom and sharing it with others. If you're feeling lost, remember this. You don't need fixing. You are not broken. You are evolving. And that process takes time, kindness, and real-life community, not a credit card. The greatest course you can ever take is the one called life. And my friend, you have already passed with honors. The hidden cost of buying a brand new car. Let's talk about one of the biggest purchases many of us make and how it can quietly drain our finances without offering much more in return. Buying a brand new car. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting a comfortable, reliable vehicle, especially in retirement, safety, and comfort matter. But what doesn't always make sense is paying top dollar for something that starts losing value the moment you drive it off the lot. Betty, 75, from Springfield, Illinois, had always driven used cars. But when her old sedan finally gave out, she thought, I deserve something new. So she went to the dealership and bought a brand new SUV, fresh off the lot, fully loaded, with monthly payments that made her wince. At first, she loved it. The new car smell, the smooth ride, the compliments. But over time, reality set in. After just 1 year, her car had already lost more than 30% of its value. Thousands of dollars gone. And because she was now on a tighter budget, she found herself cutting back in other areas. No weekend getaways, no spontaneous lunches with friends, just a shiny car sitting in her driveway. Betty eventually traded the car in for a certified pre-owned vehicle. 2 years old, low mileage, still under warranty. She cut her payments in half and used the extra money to take a train trip through the Rocky Mountains, something she had always wanted to do. That trip brought her more joy than any new vehicle ever could. Here's what she learned. We don't need to impress anyone anymore. We don't need to chase status. We need peace of mind. And sometimes peace means choosing something practical, simple, and smart. If you're thinking about getting a new car, pause. Ask yourself what you really need. There are so many reliable, affordable options that let you keep your freedom without sacrificing your financial future. The destination matters so much more than the car that gets you there. You've made it to the end, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving yourself the time to listen, to reflect, and to gently ask, is there something here I'm ready to let go of? Because letting go isn't about loss. It's about making room. Room for more freedom, more calm, more of the moments that truly matter. The ones that don't come with a price tag, but stay in our hearts forever. Maybe today you saw yourself in Eleanor or Martha or Janet. Maybe a part of their story felt just a little too familiar. If so, know this, you are not alone. We are all figuring this out as we go. And every wise woman I've ever known has made a few choices she later outgrew. That's not failure. That's growth. At this stage of life, we are not here to impress. We are here to feel light, to live true, to walk with peace in our hearts and kindness in our hands. So whether it's an old spending habit, a little financial fear, or a belief that no longer serves you, today might just be the perfect time to release it. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself begin again. Echo Mind, your path to a lighter, freer golden age. Ready to transform your golden years into your richest ones? Join the Echo Mind community. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Echo Mind, for more insights and guidance on living your wisest, most joyful life. We release new videos every week designed to help you navigate this beautiful chapter with peace and purpose. What resonated with you the most in today's conversation? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Your story might be the spark someone else needs to begin their own journey of release and renewal. And if this video brought you even a small bit of clarity or comfort, please consider sharing it with a friend, a sister, a neighbor, someone you love. This journey, this precious chapter life, is far too significant to walk through alone. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself. Spend wisely, live freely, and always remember, the most beautiful investment you can make is in a life that still lies ahead.